Good Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Pipsqueak Army. Welcome in. How are we all feeling? Do we all see the Christmas spirit in the air? Ho, 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 ho. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope you guys are enjoying your preparations, your gift wrapping, your family spending time enjoying day. Ho, 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 ho. Hey, how we doing? You chilling? Nice Santa voice. That was legally distinct Santa Claus right here in my own room. He's here. And he's not afraid to show the spirit off. Can you guys hear the fireplace, by the way, or is it too quiet? It should be like barely audible. Or do you want a little louder? I'm gonna do like a smidgen higher. Just to get you guys immersed. I hope that today will be a very comfy and cozy reading stream. I swear to God, I'm going to do my best to not crash out as much as possible so that you guys can put this on a playlist one day if you ever need it. Because I'm super duper bad. I have a terrible track record of just suddenly bashing my forehead against my desk in case I need to crash out. And I know that's not exactly conducive to a good reading stream. So this is another attempt of mine to try to put something in the books as a cozy stream. Let's fucking go. Let me thank you guys really quick. I'll probably is that the fucking fire? Or was that... I heard like a wolf out... I'm hearing like a fuck... Oh, that's children screaming. I thought it was a wolf. Dude. Okay, I'm gonna be so for real right now. I know it's the holiday season. And people are like inviting their family and shit. But did we really need to play our music for everybody within a 300-meter radius to have to deal with? Or not anymore, but like, I was trying to sleep earlier. Like when I tweeted, I was like, I want to get some more rest before the stream. And it was just like a cacophony of sounds. Thumping every which way outside. Pup was going crazy, barking his ass off. Music was blasting. And it wasn't even midday yet. It wasn't even midday, not to mention now I'm hearing children screaming. But it's okay. Because I don't think you guys will be able to hear that. And what matters is that we have a good time here. I'll deal with that shit afterwards. I'll deal with that shit afterwards. Gomenum Sean, turn your fucking music down or else I'm gonna call the cops, okay? Okay? Messi, welcome back aboard the Pippeteers. Welcome. Bingo, thank you for the super chat. Haven't been able to watch your streams properly, but always hoping you have a nice time with every Pippi. 6-7, and a Merry Christmas to you all. I'm mentally strangling you right now, but thank you. The sentiment was appreciated. Mary, thank you very much for the super chat. It's apparently ho 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 hiccup time. Ho ho ho. I saw what you said, that you have to add the time to the end of it. Or else YouTube wouldn't let it send. Ho, 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 ho. Did I censor Poggeroni? No, it was censored already. They censored themselves. Bingo did. I keep hearing shit in the distance. What the fuck is going on? Is there a... You guys keep me updated on the news in case anything blows up, because it sounds like there's a war going on in the distance. You voluntarily censored Poggeroni, indeed. That was not being authoritarian. That was me just reading it as it were. Barry, thank you very much for the gifted member pip. Thank you, thank you. Is there a parade? If there is, I have not heard of it. If there is a parade, I was not privy to one. But then again, I have no idea what goes on outside of my window. Ever. I am not in touch with the community. For us, the Twilight battle scene going out his window. No, it wasn't Supermassive Black Hole playing underneath, you know. It was something else entirely. Kids over here are starting wars before I touch grass. Yeah. It's dangerous holiday season. You know, people used to worry about Black Friday, but it was really Christmas Eve. That was the war front. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Delicious. Christmas break just began. I guess children are excited for some days off school. I mean, it's just like family, you know. Families getting together. All that shit. Do I eat turkey on Christmas Day? No. I'm probably gonna have leftovers. I'll probably have leftovers. Or maybe like a can of chili. Ooh, no. Maybe I'll have like a chowder. I might have a warm chowder. I'll open up my window, let the neighbors blast music into my house, and enjoy it while sipping on and chewing on some chowder. Did I get my family Christmas gifts? I actually haven't, no. I actually got a text from Mama Galleon today. She got me a gift card for buying cheesecake. And I was very appreciative of that. I honestly don't know what I could get my parents that isn't just like me physically enjoying the holidays with them. They're pretty good on their own. Parents are so hard to buy for. I think I'm just really bad at gift giving in general, TBH. I think like I guess I was raised in such an economy that traumatized me, where I'm like, I don't know, like full disclosure, I'm pretty like tight-fisted with my money. I'm like really tight-fisted. Because you never know when something might happen. You know what I mean? You can make them a Christmas ornament like when you were a kid. I did do that before, yeah. I actually did make them a Christmas ornament. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember there was a school project where we made Christmas ornaments. I think it was a paper one. Bake them some cookies, send pics, and then eat them. I think they would actually really appreciate that. I think they actually would. Irie, thank you very much for the gifted member pip. Thank you. You sound so asleep. I actually am really tired, but I'm only sounding quiet right now just for the atmosphere. But I am very tired. I wanted to get more sleep, but I couldn't, sadly. Comey, thank you for the super chat. It's Christmas on my side, so Merry Christmas. I'm so happy to spend my first Christmas as a pipsqueak and start my day with a story reading stream. Thank you, Gale, for making it cozy and magical. Absolutely. I'm glad that you're spending it like this. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I was just reading chat. Brain turned off. Cracked, thank you very much for the gifted member pip. Thank you. DJ Shark Girl, welcome back for 9 months. Merry Christmas, Captain and Pipsqueaks. Lots of love your way. Thank you. Lots of love your way too. Happy holidays. Nothing gets harder in your 30s than going to bed early on a holiday. Dude, I fucking crave that though. I really crave that right now. That would make my day. Even though I take like, you know, I don't always take it, but like the days where I need like more sleep, I'll take like a melatonin pill. Or I guess a melatonin gummy, not a pill. But sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and so my sleep gets interrupted anyway, and I'm just like, what was it all for anyway? And now my tinnitus is acting up. My left ear is ringing. Oh God. Is this the Christmas spirit coming inside of me? I think it was. Thank you. Thank you for coming inside. Shavsha Minova, thank you very much for the gifted member pip. Thank you. Going to bed before midnight on New Year's Eve is the true sign of being old? No, I think I'll still be staying up to midnight for New Year's. Definitely. You love joining stream and hearing things? Oh, I fucking wish I could hear things. My tinnitus just started like ringing. Peter Ness, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Hopping in just to say, hope you have a great and cozy time, Gale and Pipsqueaks. Merry Christmas. I'm off to dinner with my family, so I'll probably be VOD gang. It'll be the best VOD before going to bed. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope you enjoy it, Peter, and I hope I don't destroy anybody's eardrums in the process. Thank you. Happy holidays. Inaki Kudozaki, thank you very much for the 3 months. Welcome back aboard. Happy holidays, Gale. Hope you're doing well. And stay warm and healthy. Thank you. My feet are fucking cold, but I don't want to wear socks. It's a problem. I could throw a blanket over my feet, maybe. And Winter Stellars, thank you for joining the member pip. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Welcome. Ave Noir, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Happy holidays to you. And Ghosting, thank you very much for the Streamlabs dono. This year we have a Christmas tree at home for the first time. I bought myself a new phone as a present and can now enjoy the evening with you all. No misadventures for me today. Merry Christmas. That's good to hear. That's super good to hear. Hope you're doing well, Ghosting. I haven't burped the mic. Oh, I haven't bumped the mic yet. Doing good. Okay. Guys, today we're going to be doing reading. As the title and the thumbnail would suggest. We're going to be starting out with a bunch of the Christmas classics. Or at least I'll be trying to go through the classics, but there are so many public domain Christmas stories. This list that I'm looking at on Reddit, there's 186 public domain stories. I just want the good ones. I want the classics, you know? So we're going to start with It Was the Night Before Christmas. And then after this one, I'm going to ask you guys if you can recall any other Christmas stories that are public domain, like the old ones, that we can read together. Make sure it's the safe for work version. Oh, right. I know exactly what you're talking about. The fucking book that guy made, where it has like a swear word in like every other word. I know what you're talking about. What if we do Christmas Mad Lib stories? How do you do a Mad Lib? What even is a Mad Lib? Mad Lib. They fill in blanks in a story with... Oh, wait. That would be so fun. That'd be so fun. You only know Disney ones? Yeah, I can't do Disney. Unless it's like hundreds of years old. Okay. We'll get to that when we get to it. It was the night before Christmas. amid the many celebrations last Christmas Eve, in various places by different persons, there was one in New York City, not like any other anywhere. A company of men, women, and children went together just after the evening service at their church, and, standing around the tomb of the author of A Visit from St. Nicholas, recited— oh wait, this isn't the story. This is a fucking introduction. That's awkward. Well, you know what? I'm already like this deep in this. I might as well go all the way. Might as well go all the way. Dr. Clement Seymour, who wrote the poem, never expected that he would be remembered by it. If he expected to be famous at all as a writer, he thought it would be because of the Hebrew dictionary that he wrote. He was born in a house near Chelsea Square, New York City in 1781, and he lived there all of his life. It was a great big house with fireplaces in it. Wow, fireplaces. Such luxury. Alright, this is boring. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a rascal. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were all nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. Can I? It's public domain. I can show this, right? Sick. I like this image. The face on this guy is priceless. He looks like his eyes are still not awake. He's just like, his eyes closed. He's just going off of instinct off of his bed. Bro's like, what the hell's going on? Oh my god, no way. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. What? What is going on in this? Why is it miniature? A relatable adult image. Now, when he said that they were trying to get a midday nap, I fucking felt that. No. Had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. Dude, I fucking feel that. I could go for a long winter nap right now. Just feed me a bunch of fish and I'll hibernate like a bear, man. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Oh, he's gonna fucking say the reindeers, guys. But he conveniently leaves out Rudolph because Rudolph didn't exist at the time. So don't get excited. There's no Rudolph here. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. The only public domain Christmas stories I know are the really sad hand Christian Andersen ones. I'm brainstorming though. Yeah, keep me updated, even if they're like sad, you know. This will be like the what's it called? The Grimm fairy tale reading stream, where some of them are just like super fucked up. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mounted to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. Holy shit, St. Nicholas is a goddamn manlet. This is y'all's goat? This is y'all's goat? Why did we order Santa in the kids' meal? We got a fucking kids' meal Santa Claus. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his... Actually, let me keep this on screen. From his head to his foot. And his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like Mick Jagger, and he yelled, "Gimme crack." His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, and his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as snow. The images are really cute. High key. I'm fucking with the imagery for this. Santa Claus is actually kind of cute. Maybe this is my goat. He looks so jolly. Oh, I forgot Santa Claus was meant to be jolly and happy and just a good spirit. I always thought he was also cynical like me, pissed off because the prices of toys have gone up. But no. He's not like me. He's better than me. What's that blush he's using? Whiskey. He probably drinks a lot of whiskey. You know that, now that I think about it, you can only get a face like that from drinking alcohol. I don't think he should be driving those reindeer. Truth be told. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry. Wait, I read this one. Fuck you, Santa. You brainwashed me to go look at your face again. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and okay, we get it. Why we gotta emphasize how big he was? He was chubby and plump, a right jelly old elf. Santa Claus is an elf? Wait, Santa Claus is an elf? I thought it was just the elves he employed. But that explains why he's so damn short. Santa Claus is an elf. I'm having a moment of realization here. Yet everyone else is like very surprised too. Was he Kris Kringle? I think so? Question mark? I don't know what a Kringle is. Sorry. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger inside of his nose, he flicked up a booger that landed with prose. Sorry, that's not what it says. And giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all. And to all, a good night. The end. You know what? Hi, Key. I think I like that story a lot more than I thought I would. It was very, very cozy. Despite the fat shaming they were doing to Santa Claus. Bro, despite the fat shaming they were getting old Saint Nick. It was a pretty heartwarming story. Very cozy. I like that one, actually. You're gonna show Santa what happens if he trespasses? Either you've got your hand on your belt to pull it down, or you're wielding a gun. There's no in between, I think. You love how Santa pretended that the guy wasn't there and just dropped the presents and left? Like, he winked at him. He's like, He's like, don't tell a soul or I'll kill you. I know for a fact Santa Claus 100% has got his fingers in like every government around the world. He's definitely a spy. Who else would be this good-willed, you know? Just laying out presents and toys and stockings and shit. By the way, I want to just highlight how Santa Claus in all of this, not only did he show up and leave without a trace, he goes through the fireplace. Rhyme not intended. He goes through the fireplace while it's still crackling with fire. Also, how fucking irresponsible. This fireplace was going while they were sleeping. Well, actually, no. Back in the day, they didn't have, like, heating units. Okay, I'll let it slide. But still. Does he control the pigeons, too? Dude, the reindeer... He said they were small reindeer? Miniature-sized? Who's to say that these weren't fucking... Look at this. Look at this and tell me these aren't pigeons. Dasher and Dancer and Donner and... Vixen? Comet Cupid, Donner, Blitzen? Dasher, Dancer, whatever the fuck. They're all fucking... These... Look at the... Use the chimney. Use the chimney as a guide. Look how small they are. They are very tiny. I'm not convinced that they are not pigeons. Those socks are looking so empty. I mean, he put something in there at least. he put something. He's gotta have toys for everyone else. Can we take a moment to observe the oranges in the Christmas stockings? Remember when you learned about that last year? Christmas walnuts? You're not getting anything in your Christmas stocking this year. I'm Santa Claus, by the way. You're getting nothing. You're getting nothing from me. You forgot about that, and you will continue to forget about it, lest I bring the wrath of my pigeons upon you. I'm an elf? I'm not an elf. No. I'm not an elf. I'm a reindeer. I mean, I'm Santa Claus, but I'm not an elf. It's all fake. That's why I was surprised, too, that they called me an elf. I knew it. We never saw Gale and Santa in the same place. The truth is hard to see. Sorry, rubbing my eyes. Oh. God, rubbing my eyes feels so good. This should be illegal. Somebody should outlaw rubbing eyeballs. It feels way too good. Oh, man. Let's all just fall asleep on stream together. Why the hell shouldn't we? It's Christmas Eve, baby. Be merry. Be cozy. Some of us are pigeons, though. Yes, thank you for all of your service every year, for helping guide my sleigh. Now I want to see a pigeon with a red nose. Alright, that was... 'Twas the night before Christmas. By Clement C. Moore. Let's see. Does anybody have any public domain Christmas stories that you guys would like me to read? Does anybody know of any? Because I could just freeball it. I could just pick some, you know? I see there's a bunch by Charles Dickens. Why is Charles Dickens making so many Christmas stories? Is that all he gives a shit about? What else have you done, Charles Dickens? A Christmas Carol? Is the story about Scrooge free domain? I would need to know the name of it. Let me look it up. What's the name of the story with Scrooge in it? It is A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol is the one with Scrooge in it. Yep. Ebenezer Scrooge. Why don't you make an Avallum themed Christmas Carol? You know what? That's actually such a fucking good idea, but it's so short notice. I would need like a Christmas beat to go along with it. Or like, oh, if I had like a bell. Can you guys give me just 1 second? I don't have a bell, but just give me 1 second. Enjoy the audio of the fireplace running while I go and check something out. I brought back something. But it needs some time and preparation. Can we roast Pip over the fireplace? You're making a lot of enemies right now. You know that, right? Alright, let's see. Ah, I need a screw for this. Ah, shit. Guys, I promise it's all gonna be worth it. I promise it's all gonna be worth it. No, Casey, we're about to read it. We're gonna read it. Don't worry. That's Moonlight Sonata, everybody. Did you know that? 1, 2, 3. You passed the LEPT around September 21st. It's all thanks to you guys. I don't know what the LEPT is. Let me look it up real quick. Let me see. Wait, what is that? Is it like an exam? Oh, it's an examination course for teachers in the Philippines. Oh, congratulations. No, congratulations. I'm super happy to hear that. Holy fuck. Big J, thank you. Thank you. You seem really tired? No, I'm just talking quietly because this is a cozy stream. For now. Let's see if this still works. Can you guys hear that? It's an automaton. I've had this forever. Let's see if I can do a Christmas beat. No, 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 no. No, wait. Isn't it like... It's too low. Wait. There's your Christmas holiday beat. Wasn't that fucking sick? Now do the flight of the bumblebee. Easy. That sounds like I'm trying to strangle somebody in the shower. Alright, let me turn that off so I don't waste the battery. If I have more inspiration later, I'll touch upon that. You literally sound that at work. The shower specifically? Yeah, it's like that old movie. It's like that one old... What the fuck? Why am I missing a screw on my mic? My Ebenezer screw? Where are you? Where is it? What the fuck? I don't like that. I feel like my mic's just gonna fall apart one day now. It's gonna be the straw that breaks its back. Okay. I did not know I was missing that. We'll have to find that later. Are we ready for the second story? By the way? Are we all ready? Are you ready? Cool. Let's do this shit. If you're curious, by the way, it's just a basic white automaton. It's not the Miku one, unfortunately. Okay. There's a preface to this story. Wait. A Christmas Carol. Oh my god, it is... Wait, A Christmas Carol is like... It's like a whole ass, like, actual book. Is there like an abridged version? Is there an abridged version of this? I didn't realize it was this long. Like this would be like several hours worth of reading. Holy shit. Sorry for suggesting. No, I was gonna try to read it anyway. I didn't realize it was that long. How about I read like the first sentence of each stanza? Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna read the first sentence. We're gonna read the first sentence of every paragraph. You guys are not gonna believe how this starts. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I can't take this seriously. It's so funny. This is so fucking funny. Wait. Marley was dead to begin with. mind. Scrooge knew he was dead? The mention of Marley's funeral brings me back to the point I started from. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. Oh! External heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. Nobody ever stopped him in the streets to say, with gladsome looks, "My dear Scrooge, how are you? When will you come see me?" But what did Scrooge care? Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. The door of Scrooge's counting house was open that he might keep his eye upon his clerk, who in a dismal little cell beyond, a sort of tank, was copying letters. "A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!" cried a cheerful voice. Bah! He had so heated himself with rapid walking in the fog and frost, this nephew of Scrooge's, that he was all in a glow. His face was ruddy and handsome, his eyes sparkled, and his breath smoked again. "Christmas a humbug, Uncle," said Scrooge's nephew. "I do," said Scrooge. "Come, then." This is probably the best idea I've ever had on stream. Scrooge, having no better answer ready on the spur of the moment, said, "Bah!" again, and followed it up with, "Humbug." "Don't be cross, Uncle," said the nephew. "What else can I be," returned the uncle, "when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas." Wait, that wasn't the full sentence. I went too far. "Uncle!" pleaded the nephew. "Nephew!" returned the uncle sternly. "Keep it!" repeated Scrooge's nephew. Leave me it alone, then," said Scrooge. "There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say," returned the nephew. The clerk in the tank involuntarily applauded, becoming immediately sensible of the impropriety. He poked the fire and extinguished the last frail spark forever. "Let me hear another sound from you," said Scrooge. "Don't be angry, Uncle." Scrooge said that he would see him. Yes, indeed he did. "But why?" "Why did you get married?" "Because I fell in love." "Because you fell in love." "Nay, Uncle, but you never came to see me before that happened." "Good afternoon." "I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can we not be friends?" "Good afternoon." This is actually, like, you guys think I'm jumping between sentences here, but this is actually what's happening. Scrooge goes, "Good afternoon." Nephew goes, blah, 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 blah. Scrooge goes, "Good afternoon." And then Scrooge next will go, "Good afternoon." He literally just keeps doing it like that. Alright, I'm going to skip to the middle. Marley's face. Marley's face. That was two different sentences. As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it was a knocker again. "You may talk vaguely about driving a coach and six up a good old flight of stairs, or through a bad young Act of Parliament, but I mean to say you might have got a hearse up that staircase and taken it broadwise with the splinter bar towards the wall and the door towards the balustrades, and done it easy." That was another sentence. He's thinking about Marley a lot. Scrooge knew Marley was dead. "Humbug." After several turns, he sat down again. Scrooge had often heard it said that Marley had no bowels, but he had never believed it until now. Scrooge asked the question because he didn't know whether a ghost so transparent might find himself in a condition to take a chair, and felt that in the event of it being impossible, it might involve the necessity of an embarrassing explanation. "I don't know," said Scrooge. Bro, I think this story would actually be genuinely really nice to read. Because it's well written, genuinely. I like the part where the ghost called Ebenezer Scrooge slow. In the next line, 7 years dead. Alright. I'll go into the very end and see how this changes. Let's see what the character progression of Ebenezer Scrooge turns into. It's Christmas Day, said Scrooge to himself. Hello, returned the boy. Do you know the poulterers in the next street but one at the corner? Okay, I said it was well written, but I actually think I'm having a stroke sometimes when I'm reading this. Do you know the poulterers in the next street but one at the corner? That is how it is written. Can somebody translate this for me? The poulterers sell the Christmas goose? That's fine. The next line is what really baffles me. Do you know the poulterers in the next street but one at the corner? He's asking for directions. I sure hope I did, replied the lad. An intelligent boy, said Scrooge. What, the one as big as me? Returned the boy. What a delightful boy, said Scrooge. It's hanging there now, replied the boy. Is it? Said Scrooge. Walker, exclaimed the boy. I think they spoke a different type of English back in the day. Anyway, let's just end it off by showing you guys what Ebenezer Scrooge looks like. That guy. He's a frail old Scrooge. And that's a Giga Chad. Telling him, you should be more generous because it's good. He goes, all right, for you, Daddy. Anyway, I guess maybe one day I'll read a Christmas story, but that is not the day. He's got a seaman hat. What the fuck did you just say? He's got a what? Oh yeah, he does. He looks like the tip of a condom. I think he is the sperm. That hat is definitely used, true. He's one of those guys that'll inflate one and go and then like put it over his head. I think you'd be that ghost. That's not a ghost anymore. That's Poppy. That's Poppy to us. That is Pappy. That's Big Pappy. All right, let's see. A Little Book for Christmas by Cyrus Townsend Brady. How little is this? It has 9 fucking chapters. This shit is not little. It's even got a fucking... It's got a fucking musical portion in it. I'm not even joking. This shit breaks off into God... I didn't realize that books could have musicals in them. Wait, no. Okay. Look at this shit. There's a fucking musical bar in here. Alright, I'll try my best. The things I do for you guys. The the stars look down on David's town, while an angel sing in winter night. The shepherds pray, and far away wise men follow guiding light. Little Christ child by Mary mild in manger lies without the inn. Okay, listen, I'm not doing all that shit. Enjoy your musical. All right. I liked 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. That was digestible. Is everything... Oh, this one's... Okay, this one... We got a decent sized one. We found a decent sized one. Leron, thank you for the redirect. Welcome in everybody. We're having a very, very chill day of Christmas story reading. And when I say that, we've only read one story so far, and we're nearing the 1 hour mark. So, we're trying our best. We're trying our fucking best. Decent size is not what you want to hear. You know, too big is also what you don't want to hear, you know? Meowron loves you, please never change. Man, I'm about to message that guy right now. I'll say, bitch, I love you too. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. I got you guys. There we go. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Thank you guys. Welcome in here. You know what? Since I'm feeling nice, I'll finish the song for all the lock cats. Not the sun yet got in one to save the lost in. I fucking cut off the next line. Alright, I'm just gonna have to ad-lib. To save the lost in life. To help us all and brave the fall. We all will come and see. It's probably what it says. Just guessing. Just guessing. Kids caroling looks different nowadays. Yeah, they're cuter and have deer antlers. Alright, this next story we're going to be reading is called The Gift of the Magi. Wait. Is this like a biblical story? Because I'm not going to read a biblical story. Or is this like a Christmas story? I mean, it's Christmas, right? It is a biblical story. It's about selflessness. That's a bit controversial. Selflessness in today's day and age is it's a bit controversial. A Christmas garland. I have made some terrible choices today. Peace on earth, goodwill to dogs. This one sounds nice. But again, I was hoping for like short stories. There's 186 of these books. I was hoping for like public domain Chris stories. Free public domain Christmas stories. Is this why there's been one story read? Yeah. These are not Christmas stories. These are fucking Christmas novels. God damn it. Time to read the Home Alone script to us? Don't think I can even do that. Home Alone's too recent. I would, though. This one's called Christmas Eve. Oh! It's so fucking long! The Christmas Child. If there's a fucking page 60! Christmas, a story. Wait, this one's got Ebenezer in it, though. But also Abel from the Bible. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Is there a Santa Claus? Oh! Okay. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, we got our next book. We got our next book. This one's fucking... This is it, dude. Alright, let's take my jacket off. I'm getting too hot. We actually found one. Maybe try looking for children's books. I think actually, yes, I should have done that. I should have put that in the search. But I got one. This story is called Is There a Santa Claus? Dear Mr. Reese, a little chap of 6 on the western frontier writes to us. Will you please tell me if there's a Santa Claus? Papa says not. Won't you answer him? That was the message that came to me from an editor last December. Is this the story, or... I can't tell if this is the introduction again. That was the message that came to me from an editor last December, just as I was going on a journey. Why he sent it to me, I don't know. Perhaps it was because when I was a little chap, my home was way up towards that white north, where even the little boys ride in sleds behind reindeer, as they are the only horses they have. Perhaps it was because when I was a young lad, I knew Hans Christian Andersen. Holy shit, he's referencing the man Hans Christian Andersen. That's the guy who wrote books too. Who surely ought to know and spoke his tongue. Perhaps it was both. I will ask the editor when I see him. Meanwhile, here was his letter, with Christmas right at the door, and, as I said, I was going on a journey. I buttoned it up in my greatcoat, along with a lot of other letters I didn't have any time to read. And I thought, as I went to the depot, what a pity it was that my little friend's papa should have forgotten about Santa Claus. We big people do forget the strangest way. And then we haven't got a bit of a good time anymore. No Santa Claus. If you had asked that car full of people, I would have liked to hear the answers they would have given you. No Santa Claus. God, people are so loud outside. Why, there was scarce a man in the lot who didn't carry a bundle that looked as if it had just tumbled out of his sleigh. I felt of one slyly, and it was a boy's sled. A flexible flyer. I know because he left one at our house. He left one at our house the Christmas before, and I distinctly heard the rattling of a pair of skates in that box in the next seat. They were all good-natured, every one, though the train was behind time. Why are we just jumping from thought to thought? Does this person have ADHD?
What is going on with this person? We're talking about a sled, talking about skates, and now we're talking about trains behind time? They were all good-natured, every one. Though the train was behind time, that is a sure sign of Christmas. The brakeman wore a piece of mistletoe in his cap and a broad grin on his face, and he said, "Merry Christmas," in a way to make a man feel good all the rest of the day. No Santa Claus is there? You just ask him. And then the train rolled into the city, under the big gray dome to which George Washington gave his name, and by, I went through a doorway which all American boys would rather see than go to school a whole week. Though they love their teacher dearly, it is true that last winter I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. It is true that last winter my own little lad told the kind man whose house it is that he would rather ride up and down in the elevator at the hotel. But that was because he was so very little at the time and didn't know things rightly. And besides, it was his first experience with an elevator. What is that? It sounds familiar. That's Last Christmas by Mariah Carey. Easy enough, right? As I was saying, I went through the doors into a beautiful white hall with lofty pillars, between which there were regular banks of holly with the red berries shining through, just as if it were out in the woods. And from behind one of them, there came the merriest laugh you could ever think of. Do you think now it was that letter in my pocket that gave the guilty little throb against my heart when I heard it, or what could have been? I hadn't even the time to ask myself the question, for there stood my host, all framed in holly, and with the heartiest hands clasp. Should we just do karaoke now? This year, to say, this year, to save me from tear, I'll give it to someone special. Wait, special. Damn, that's good. Damn, I'm fucking good at this. Come in, he said, and drew me after. The coffee is waiting, and he beamed upon the table with the veriest Christmas face as he poured it out himself, 1 cup for his dear wife, and 1 for me. The children, you should have asked them if there was a Santa Claus. And so we sat and talked, and I told my kind friends that my own dear mother, whom I have not seen for years, was very, very sick in faraway Denmark, and longing for her boy. And a mist came into my hostess's gentle eyes and said, "Let us cable over and tell her how much we think of her," though she had never seen her. And it was no sooner said than done. In came a man with a writing pad, and while we drank our coffee, this message sped under the great stormy sea to the faraway country where the day was shading into evening, already though the sun was scarce 2 hours high in Washington. Okay, I think to translate all of that, our protagonist here, misses his mother, who he has not seen for a long time because he moved to America, and the people, his friends, were like, "Oh, let's send her a telegram," and so they're all like getting together to do that. It sounds like those toys that you press on their belly and they sing for you. How dare you? It's not singing for me. I'm making the sound with my own 2 hands. Watch this. Wow, that sounds awful. Sounds really bad. That sounds really bad. Did I kill it? Oh, it's dying. It's dying. Oops. It's out of commission. The White House. Miss Reese Reeb Denmark. Your son is breakfasting with us. We send you our love and sympathy. Theodore and Edith Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt? His friend is Teddy Roosevelt? The president? I didn't expect that. What a plot twist. For you see, the house with the holly in the hall was the White House, and my host was the President of the United States. I have to tell it to you, or you might easily fall into the same error I came near falling into. I had to pinch myself to make sure the President was not Santa Claus himself. I felt that he had in that moment given me the very greatest Christmas gift any man ever received. My little mother's life. For really, what ailed her was that she was very old, and I know that when she got the President's dispatch, she must have become immediately 10 years younger and got right out of bed. Don't you know how mothers are that way, when anyone makes much of their boys? I think Santa Claus must have brought them all in the morning. The mothers, I mean. Is this the yes, no, X the president, or Santa X president? What's going on? We're trying to figure out if Santa's even real, and I think our YN wants to fuck it. YN means your name. Guys, just say it. Just say it like it is. The Kimi no Nawa. That's the Kimi no Nawa. I only speak in Japanese. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting very distracted with this. I want to keep playing this so hard. Somebody convince me not to do an automaton karaoke. I would just give anything to see what happened in that old town that is full of blessed memories to me when the telegraph ticked off that message. I will warn the town hurried out, burgomaster, bishop, beadle and all, to do honor to my gentle old mother. No Santa Claus, eh? What was that, then, that spanned 2 oceans with a breath of love and cheer? I would like to know. Tell me that. After the coffee, we sat together in the President's office for a little while he signed commissions, each and every one of which was just Santa Claus's gift to a grown-up boy who had been good in the year that was going. And before we parted, the President had lifted with so many strokes of his pen clouds of sorrow and want that weighed heavily on homes I knew of to which Santa Claus had hard work finding his way that Christmas. Is this propaganda? It seemed to me, as I went out of the door, where the big policeman touched his hat and wished me a Merry Christmas, that the sun never shone so brightly in May as it did then. I quite expected to see crocuses and the... I can't say these words. What the fuck is a crocus and a jonquil? Crocus. Crocuses. What is a crocus? Crocus. It's a plant. This is a crocus. No, not that. This is a crocus. It's actually quite lovely. That's a very nice plant. I like that. And what was the other one? A jonquil? You feeling sick? Just take a nice tablespoon of jonquil. And take a nap. This is a jonquil. Is that compost in a jizz log? Is that compost and a jizz log? For a second there, I thought we were back to lilac versus lavender. No, not this time, thankfully. Just needed to figure out what a crocus and a jonquil was, because I didn't want to say words that would get me banned on YouTube. Where's the fucking crocus and jonquil phrase? I quite expected to see the crocuses and the jonquils that make the White House garden so pretty out in full bloom. All I had to do was just read the next line to get the context. They were not, I suppose, only because they are official flowers and have a proper respect for the calendar that runs Congress and the executive department too. I stopped on the way down the avenue at Uncle Sam's paymaster to see what he thought of it. And there he was, busy as could be, making ready for the coming of Santa Claus. No need of my asking any questions here. They sound like French people. Please don't scare me. I'm streaming right now. I'll go into a panic attack if you say that F word again. Men stood in line with banknotes in their hands, asking for gold, new gold pieces, they said, most every one. The paymaster, who had a sprig of Christmas green fixed in his desk, just like any other man, laughed and shook his head and said, Santa Claus. And the men in line laughed too, and nodded, and went away with their old. One man, who went out just ahead of me, I saw stoop over a poor woman on the corner and thrust his something into her hand, then walk hastily away. It was I who caught the light in the woman's eye, and the blessing upon her poor wan lips. That's what they said, poor wan lips. And the grass seemed greener in the treasury dooryard, and the sky bluer than it had been before, even on that bright day. Perhaps, well, never mind. If anyone says anything to you about principles and giving alms, you tell him that Santa Claus takes care of the principles at Christmas and not to be afraid. As for him, if you want to know, just ask the old woman on the treasury corner. So this whole story is like, is Santa Claus real? And then he's like, Santa Claus is real, and we can see it in people everywhere we go. That's basically the whole story right now. We're getting close to the end, though. Santa thrusted what into our hands? Something. Thrusted that something into our hands. And so, walking down that avenue of goodwill, I came to my train again and went home. And, by the way, how are we talking about trains in America? As a feasible form of transportation? Sorry, housing crisis moment. I can't get political now. But just know that I'm thinking about it. And when I had time to think it all over, I remembered the letters in my pocket, which I had not opened. I took them out and read them, and among them were 2 sent to me in trust for Santa Claus himself, which I had to lay away with the editor's message until I got the dew rubbed off my spectacles. One was from a great banker, and it contained a check for $1,000 to help buy a home for some poor children of the East Side tenements in New York, where the chimneys are so small and mean that scarce even a letter will go up through them, so that ever so many little ones over there never get on Santa Claus's books at all. Translation, someone gave him a check to go buy some kids a house. But I'm gonna be so real. Even if he buys the house, I don't think they could pay the property tax that goes along with it. Erica loves their property tax. He's damning them to debt, honestly. He's just dragging them into the system. Santa Claus is not real. I've determined it. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Oh, that reminds me. Sister Galleon sent me a fucking basket of summer. What is it called? The cheeses and the meats. Hold up a second. I need a knife. I'm in the Christmas spirit right now. Holy fuck! I'm about to crack that shit open. I'll be right back. Baby, we about to eat good. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, we about to eat good. What is this? Honey pineapple mustard. It doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world, so I'll try it. Up. Guys, I fucking love seasonal meats and cheeses. So right now, I'm so sorry. We're like in the middle of the story, but you know what? I'm not sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I'm so happy to crack this shit open finally. We have smoked cheddar. We have beef summer sausage, 2 of them. And sharp cheddar. And smoked Gouda. Actually, technically it's called smoked Gouda blend, sharp cheddar blend, and smoked cheddar blend. You know what I need? I have some saltines. I'm gonna grab some crackers to go along with it too. It's called summer sausage, yet it only comes out at Christmas. They were raising the sausage for like 6 whole months. That's crazy. My chair fucking spun and knocked into my mic. I wonder if that picked up. If you guys heard something, that's what it was. Today you're sad, made sausage and cheese balls. Oh my fucking god, I'm jealous. My family used to do that too. I don't know if they still do. They might. They did it a lot because they knew I liked it a lot. Oh shit, dude, we're about to cry. Guys, what do we start with? Which cheese? The smoked cheddar? The sharp cheddar? Or the Gouda? The smoked Gouda. Which one do we start with? The yellow one? It's gonna be hard to pick from those, from that choice. Gouda Gouda, sharp cheddar, Gouda Gouda, Gouda. Okay, it's looking like a Gouda sweep. I picked up the sharp cheddar first. That was the one I was voting for. But I'm good with anything. I'm gonna eat it all. The square one for sure. The Gouda's round. It's round Gouda. Oh, 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 it smells so good. Oh, fuck. Oh, 20 years of my life just recovered. I just recovered 20 years of my life. I'm a kid again. Alright, crack this shit open. Oh, and it cuts so beautifully. Oh my god, it's so easy to cut. Oh. Fuck. The Christmas miracle! And of course, I'm going to be adding the beef sausage as well. Smelled cheese plus 20 HP. That's how efficient I am. I don't even need to eat the food to gain the happiness. You're so real for that reaction. Dude, I haven't had this in a long time. I really haven't. These fucking Hickory Farm sets. Oh, I can't open this. I gotta bite this shit open. This meat is sealed. There we go. This meat is so sealed. That mustard sounded delightful too. You think so? I'm not exactly keen on the idea of it, but I'll still try it. Please cut this sausage. The sausage is not getting cut. Awkward. There we go. Gotta stick my knife in it. Gotta cut the tip. Circumcision! I thought to myself I shouldn't say that, and I said it anyway. I cannot be trusted with myself. By the way, there's also a sweet hot mustard in here as well, but that's like the full set. What type of cheeses is Sister Galleon giving? Okay, so I'll say it again. We got smoked cheddar, sharp cheddar, and smoked Gouda. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, this mustard smells good, actually. This mustard does smell quite fine, actually. This honey pineapple smells really good. Now, how do I apply it? I need like another knife. I have a cutting knife. I need a butter knife too. Smoked Gouda is so Gouda. I'm fucking excited. I'm so fucking excited. Sharp cheddar is good. I'm actually like, I'm not the keenest on sharp cheddar, but there's like a time and a place for it. Sometimes it's a bit too sharp, you know what I mean? Turning my lights on, by the way, so I can actually see again. Honey mustard? Honey pineapple mustard. Alright, let's try this. And just throw a dollop of it on there. And let's see how this goes. I hope it's not poisonous. If my sister is assassinating me right now, then I leave Pip in my will to the highest bidder. Ow. That's really good. Oh my god. Oh, it is really good. It is really, really good. Wow. It's the combination seems scary of adding pineapple to mustard, but that is just genuinely really delicious. Highly recommend this. Okay, one more of the Gouda, minus the sausage, just cheese. Delicioso. Pop! You being a Scrooge, Pop? Being a little Scrooge? You said gal. You said gal, I'm being a Scrooge, so what? Is it everything you've ever dreamed of? I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's because I haven't had it in such a long time. But this tastes the best it ever has. I'm so for real, for real. I love meat. I love meat so much. Alright. One last bite of cracker and cheese. I cannot wait to eat more of this later. Oh my god. That was fantastic. Put this away. It's so good. This honey pineapple mustard. This can't be seasonal. It's not allowed to be. Because I'm gonna crave it all year round now. I'm an addict. Okay. Sorry for the detour. My brain is just moving a mile a minute. And it's seasonal! This VOD is slowly but surely getting less and less cozy. How much like normal honey mustard does it taste like? I actually don't use honey mustard. I don't eat honey mustard. But not because, like, I don't even know. It's probably very similar to honey mustard with, like, a pineapple tinge to it. But I don't use honey mustard. But I think I might start, because I really like this. It sounds like a family and friends Christmas reunion, so this is super cozy. What'd you miss? Oh, I busted into some cheese, meat, and crackers with a little bit of honey mustard sauce. And then I played a sick tune. That's about it. We're about to start reading the story again, because I got caught up towards the end. Honey mustard is so good. It's your favorite sauce, TBH? I don't know why, but like, even in like high school, there was always honey mustard like given along with lunches and stuff, but I would never use it. I would just never use it. Am I not opening any wine? No, I don't have any. No more wine. I drank it. Ugh, I was sad. Yeah, next time I order something, there's an option for honey mustard. I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna start trying out honey mustard more now, because that was delightful. Also, one more bite of cheese. Oh, cheese is good. You're a mustard hater? I used to be, but then there was one day where I felt like just putting ketchup on my hot dog was boring. I got sick of it, and I said, okay, I'll try it. I'll put mustard on my hot dog. And I bit into it. I was like, nom, 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 nom. It's okay. And then I ate it more. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, I like this. And then I had another hot dog. Nom, 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 nom. And then I was a fiend. I love mustard. I especially love like barbecue mustards. Oh yeah, baby. Barbecue mustards are delicious. Okay. Picking up where we left off. This guy was going through his letters, and he got a check to purchase a house for poor kids, and also Pup is still barking. I'm gonna go fucking grab it. Boy. Golden barbecue sauce. Golden barbecue sauce mustard. Oh. It could save me right now with some brisket or on a pulled pork sandwich. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The other letter was from a lonely old widow, almost as old as my dear mother in Denmark, and it contained a $2 bill. For years, she wrote, she had saved and saved, hoping sometime to have $5, and then she would go with me to the homes of the very poor and be Santa Claus herself. And whenever you decided it was right to leave a trifle, that should be the place where it would be left, read the letter. But now she was so old that she could no longer think of such a trip, and so she sent the money she had saved. $2? Mama saved $2? Isn't she from Denmark? How does she get a $2 bill? And how does she make that in Denmark? I'm smelling an inconsistency here. Objection! Type ass moment. And I thought of a family in one of those tenements where father and mother are both lying ill with a boy who ought to be in school, fighting all alone to keep the wolf from the door and winning the fight. I guess he has been too busy to send any message up the chimney, if indeed there is one in his house. But you ask him right now whether he thinks there is a Santa Claus or not. You own like 10 $2 bills? How much is a $2 bill these days? $2 bills that are old enough can reach the value of several $1,000s. That's only for the really old ones. $2. How much is a $2 bill worth? Everybody who's normal. $2. Me looking at the fucking stock exchange prices of $2 bills from 1790. Several thousands of dollars. Think about how many $2 you could get if you sell it for $4,000. Infinite money glitch. Just keep getting $2 bills and selling them. Man, this whole market economy is easy. No Santa Claus. Yes, my little man, there is a Santa Claus. Thank God. Your father had just forgotten. The world would indeed be poor without one. It is true that he does not always wear a white beard and drive a reindeer team. Not always, you know. But what does it matter? He is Santa Claus with the big, loving Christmas heart. For all that, Santa Claus with the kind thoughts for everyone that make children and grown-up people beam with happiness all day long. And shall I tell you a secret, which I did not learn at the post office, but it is true all the same, of how you can always be sure your letters go to him straight by the chimney route? It is this: send along with them a friendly thought for the boy you don't like. Or Jack, who punched you. Man, that little bitch, Jack. Or Jim, who was mean to you. Man, little prick, Jim. The meaner he was, the harder do you resolve to make it up. Do not bear him a grudge. That is the stamp for the letter to Santa. Nobody can stop it, not even a cross draught in the chimney, when it has that on. What the fuck is that, dude? I don't know what you're talking about. Because, don't you know, Santa Claus is the spirit of Christmas, and ever so many years ago, when the dear little baby was born, after whom we call Christmas, I'm gonna be a Scrooge and skip that part. We're not allowed to... Shut up, Pop! Let's see. Where do I pick back up? Therefore, that is the mark of the spirit to this day. Don't let anybody or anything rub it out. No, November ended, bro. It's already December, man. Chill. And the rest don't matter. Let them tear Santa's white beard off at the Sunday school festival and growl in his bearskin coat. These are only his disguises. The steps of the real Santa Claus, you can trace all through the world as you have done here with me. And when you stand in the last of his tracks, you will find the blessed... Bro, it fucking ends on Bible terms, dog. The babe of Bethlehem smiling a welcome to you, for then you will be home. Got a little bit of mixed signals towards the end there. I thought I was Santa Claus. Are we not all Santa? We're Santa Claus. Reddit stories go crazy. Dog, that was crazy. He said fucking Don't let them rub it out? Is it what he said? Don't let anybody or anything rub it out. That is a full fucking sentence. Just gonna pin that. To let anybody who comes in late know that, according to this guy, nobody's allowed to rub it out. You're just an elf. Are you a gift maker, not a gift deliverer? Sometimes your presence is the gift of pop. Moral of the story? Yeah, moral of this fucking story was just don't jerk off and you'll have a white Christmas. The presents are the rubs we made along the way or some shit. Thank God for that. Can we get a freaking amen? Amen, sister. You remember when you were in school, you sent a letter to the teacher's office pretending to be Santa, and I said I need every small teacher in the North Pole ASAP. You need every small teacher? You're fucking slandering their height? Bro, you were in school. You were probably no taller than they were. You send your ass back to the pole. You go make the toys. Talking shit about your teachers. That's evil. Alright, let's look for another good story today. Ooh, this one's called Holidays and Happy Days by Hamish Hendry. It's 116 pages. Well, that was nice to look at. Alright. How... I can't even tell you guys the name of this Christmas story. If anybody is looking at the same Reddit list as me, number 154. It was a different time. Nobody is allowed to say the name of this story in chat. If you do, I'm banning you. Can we read specifically page 67? Page 67 of Holidays and Happy Days. Okay. We'll read page 67. Page 67 is a fucking picture. How bad is it? Bad enough that I would lose my job. Bad enough I would legitimately lose my job. This is page 67 of Happy Days and Holidays. The girls nearby look very uncomfortable around those men. Something tells me they were not happy days. Does it have Cass's favorite word in it? The Christmas harlot? Oh God, I wish it did. God, I wish it did. Let's see. What other ones do we have here? Happy Days? Maybe for some of them. Let's see. This one's called The Two Christmas Boxes. A Play for Girls by Elsie Duncan Yale. How short is this? Oh, it is not short. Or is it short? Okay. What if I... Okay, there's 4 scenes. I could read this. This one's technically shorter. It's a play for girls. I could be Mrs. Jenkins. I could be Mrs. B. I could be Mrs. J. Bro, the character names are literally just Mrs. Oh, here it is. The characters. We have Mrs. Jenkins, Mrs. Hodges, Mrs. Banks, Mrs. Winter, Miss Loomis, Mrs. David Brown, Dorothy Brown, Mildred Banks, Mrs. Worthington, Gladys, and Mary. I think you're gonna have to be all of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, let me introduce the characters. We have Mrs. J, President of the Ladies' Aid. And the next 4 are all members. We have Mrs. H. We have Mrs. B, Mrs. W, and Miss Loomis. They're all members of the Ladies' Aid. We have Mrs. David Brown, a missionary in Montana. I don't know how you do it. That's your personal information. We have Dorothy Brown, the daughter of Mrs. Brown. We have Mildred Banks, the daughter of Mrs. Banks. Mrs. Worthington, the owner of the candy factory. No, I'm just kidding. Sister-in-law of Mrs. Banks. Gladys, daughter of Mrs. Worthington. And Marie, a maid. Setting. The members of the Aid Society wear plain, rather old-fashioned street dresses, with the exception of Miss Loomis, whose dress should be so old-fashioned as to be amusing. In the first scene, Mrs. Banks wears a plain house dress with a white apron. Mrs. David Brown should be dressed neatly but plainly, and Dorothy wears a shirtwaist and skirt. Mrs. Worthington should appear in an elaborate negligee, and Gladys in a pretty house dress, while Mary wears a black dress, white apron, and cap. Mildred wears a sweater, cap, and dark skirt. Beneath the sweater is worn a midi blouse. In the first and last scenes take place in Mrs. Banks' sitting room. A few chairs, blah 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 blah. The second scene is a poorly furnished kitchen or living room. The third scene should represent the living room of an apartment and should be handsomely furnished. Alright, scene 1. It sounds like a bestseller. Yeah, this is like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but it's for the ladies of the Aid Club. This is the story. The 2 Christmas boxes. Begin scene. Scene 1. Mrs. Banks enters carrying a large pile of clothing, which she deposits upon a chair. Dude, literally me whenever I do laundry. Dude, so relatable. Mrs. Banks. Dear me, that was heavy. Now for the newspapers. Exit, and returns with newspapers, which she places on a table near the pile of clothing. Mrs. B. Now, I have twine all ready and scissors, and everything but the folks to do the work. It's the same way in every church, and few are willing to do all the work, and the rest are all willing to have them. There comes Martha Jenkins now. Here comes Mrs. J. Mrs. B straightens the sofa cushion, changes the position of chairs, and smooths her hair. Enters Mrs. J. Mrs. Jenkins. Mrs. B. Well, Martha, I am glad to see you. I began to think not a soul was coming to help me pack the missionary box. Take off your things. Whoa! Ah, dude, you remember that one song? It's my dick in the box? I think I'm about to figure out what's in one of these boxes. Take off your things, as she says. Mrs. Jenkins. Thank you. They take off their hat, gloves, and coat. Mrs. B. What a pretty waist. Did you buy it ready-made? A waist? Buy? Mrs. J. New. No, indeed. I made that out of last year's and the one before that pieced together. John has read an article about how you can make nice dresses out of stuff you have in the rag bag. Is that what we call it? So he says I'm just as smart as the woman that wrote the article, and he wanted me to try it. She sits. Mrs. Banks. Well, William did say something about that to me, so I suppose he read the same article. So I said, all right, but I'd have to economize on him too. I'd cut off the top of his socks for wristlets for cold weather, and I'd make neckties out of Mildred's hair bow for him, and I'd try to make over his old frock coat into a sack coat to wear to the store on the weekdays. So that silenced him, all right. Oh, you ladies are so ingenious. Ingenious? So ingenious. Mrs. Jenkins. There's really no reason for the economy to be exclusively feminine virtue. Mrs. B, taking up several of the articles from the pile of clothing. These things look as if somebody had been economizing them, all right. Mrs. J, placing the newspaper carefully in the bottom of the box. Suppose we get busy now and pack the box. Mrs. B. I don't believe any of the others are coming. Mrs. J. Emmeline Miller told me she couldn't come on account of domestic affiliation. Mrs. B. How terrible! What was it? Mrs. J. Her husband's mother and 2 aunts have come to spend a week, and Emmeline said that if that wasn't domestic affiliation, domestic affliction, she didn't know what it was. Mrs. B. Well, we can I think if I have to say one more Mrs. B, one more Mrs. J, I might eat my knife. Mrs. B. Well, we can soon get the box packed. Here's a nice overcoat. Mrs. J. Marcia Hill sent that. The sleeves are a bit raggedy and the lining is torn quite badly, but the missionary's wife can fix it. They say that's one of the qualifications of a missionary's wife, to be able to do anything. Just make their voices so distinct you don't need to read the names. Alright, this is Mrs. B. I'll fold it and wrap it so you can put it in the box. I'm gonna give this white shawl. I'm going to give this white shawl, I said again, because I couldn't tell if I read that properly. It really ought to be cleaned or washed, but I simply haven't the time. You know how busy everyone is just before Christmas. Oh, that can easily be cleaned in the cornmeal or flour or gasoline. I forget which. I think she'd be ashamed to send it. I know that the missionaries lead much simpler lives than we do, so of course they have more time. Hand it to me, and I'll put it beside the overcoat. Mrs. Hodges sent this dress of Clara's. It's rather fadey looking, but there's a lot of wear in it yet. There's a gimp that goes with it, but when I asked Clara for it, she said her mother was the gimp. She said her mother said the gimp was too good to give away. It isn't even a bad quality gingham. What the fuck are they saying? What is a gingham? Oppa Gangnam Style. That's a quilt. This is a tablecloth. This is the shit they use for picnics. Cool. It isn't even bad quality. It isn't even a bad quality gingham, and it could easily be boiled out and used for a white dress. Wrap it up and hand it over. If she's gonna hold a farewell service over every last thing that goes in the box, we'll never get it packed. Here's the Emmeline Miller's red dress. Oh, that dress. I don't see how she ever brought herself to part with it, for she has worn it for years and years. The material isn't so bad, and it can be scoured, and scrubbed and pressed and mended, and it will look quite respectable. I'm gonna give this suit of Albert's. What? I'm going to give this suit of Albert's. Albert simply insists that he will not wear it another day, and so I thought it would do very well for the missionary's son. Well, I'm sure the missionary's son will be very thankful to get it. I'm gonna give these ties, too. 2 or 3 of them are new, but Albert is so fussy he won't wear them. I'm afraid I brought him up to be too particular. I'm afraid you have, Louisa. I don't know if he's any more fussy as anyone else's boy. I like to see a boy particular about what he wears. Well, don't be mad. Don't get mad, Louisa. I was just agreeing with you. Isn't she a tinderbox when anybody mentions her boy? Pup, you are so needy for attention. Oh my god, Pup, you want to get on my lap? You want to come up? You want to come up? Up, 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 up. Yippee! Pup on my lap. I got Pup on my lap. I'm squeezing the fuck out of him. Puppies. You're a menace. You're a nuisance. You're a nuisance, Pup. You're a menace and a nuisance. Nope, no cheese. You do not get the cheese. You keep your nose away from that. That is for me later. I'm gonna be tearing that up. Here's a cape from Mrs. Winter. It's warm, but you can't say much else about it. Why, it'll be just the thing for those cold Montana winters. I think the missionary's wife will be glad to get it. You see, it's some moth-eaten, and I was scared for fear that it would get moths in my house. I never have them. Well, wrap it up quick, and I'll tuck it in here beside the other things. Why, we are getting quite a box full. I thought I would contribute this red wrapper. It's warm, even though it isn't so good looking. I'm sure that will be very useful. But what's that? Miss Loomis has actually contributed her hat. Isn't it awful? Really, Louisa, we can't send that. It's terrible. Yo, are they fucking bullying people for donating clothes? She's like, man, she's fucking giving us fucking trash. This shit's ugly. We can't use this at all. We respect people's fashion. Oh, yeah, we'll just burn it in the backyard later and just say thank you for your donation. Thank you, thank you. Girl, if you're worried about moths, put it in the ice box. True! Seal that shit away like Gojo. We can't send that. It's terrible. Miss Loomis would never forgive me if I didn't. I'd like to put it in the ash barrel, though. Oh my god, they really do want to burn it. Let's see it. Well, I suppose if it were steamed and pressed and dyed and other trimming put on, it wouldn't be so bad. We'll have to put it in for a finishing touch. I am certainly thankful that I will not see that hat in front of me in the church anymore. Here's some more newspapers. Martha, to the stuff in the top. Now thank goodness that's done. Dear me, it's 5 o'clock and I must hurry home. I had no idea it was so late. Oh no, wrong person. No, thank goodness it's all done. Dear me, I must go home. I had no idea it was so late. Can't you stay and have supper with us? Oh no, thank you just the same. Well, thank you very much for coming. I'm glad that one member of the society was conscientious enough for help. Oh, I'd never shirk my duty. Goodbye, Louisa. Come and see me real soon. You come and see me. Thank you ever so much for helping me. Goodbye. Goodbye, Martha. I suppose Martha thought it would have been absolutely impossible for me to have packed that box myself. Well, thank goodness it's done. And Amelia's box is done. And I'm about done, too. Enter Mildred, swinging skates in one hand. What kind of voice do I give Mildred? Whoa! I can't read this next line! The same issue with that other title that I was talking about that would get me canceled? It says, well, mother, you look about... out. Is it that bad? It's only bad because of the modern age. It's an F word, if you guys are curious. I don't even know what they intend to mean by this. When was this made? Is it French? The bundle of stick definition? Yeah, it's a bundle of stick type, but I have no idea what it means in the context of this. Tired? Is that what it means? I'm gonna Google it. Just know that I'm Googling this for the sake of all of our lives to figure out what this shit means, okay? Cambridge English Dictionary. It means tired and bored. I just know that they had a thesaurus they had access to. I know they had a thesaurus. I know they didn't know what was going to happen 300 years in the future. But still. As your PR representative, I advise you not to say it. No, don't worry. I don't intend to. Just sub in tired for the word. It's just like, it's like a landmine. Because, like, what if I read too fast? I'm not willing to get clipped for this. I'm not willing to, unfortunately. Bro, man. Old media. Sure is old, isn't it? Alright, let's read the last scene. The second half of it. Wait, they're still slandering people's clothes. Wait, they're... Oh, that's so fucking funny. They're talking about her hat. Miss Loomis's. Miss Winter. What an awful letter. Mrs. Hodges. I'm glad I haven't relations in law like that. Mrs. Banks. It is evidently clear to you ladies that the labels upon the boxes were mixed, and the box for my sister-in-law reached Mrs. Brown, while the missionary box, which we packed, was sent by mistake to Miss Worthington. Miss Loomis. To say that my hat was a bird's nest. Mrs. Winter. And disreputable apparel. The President. Ladies, calm down. I'm on some work type shift. Okay, I'm done reading this. This is scary, dude. Why? Why are so many legacy medias landmines? All right, this one's called Dear Santa Claus. A story about Santa Claus. Oh, this is totally Galleon. This is totally Galleon length. Fuck yes. It's in the same vein of 'Twas the Night Before. This is The Night Before Christmas. This is... Oh! We got the fucking sequel! We read The Night Before Christmas? And now we're about to read The Night After Christmas. Holy shit. The Night After Christmas. Wait, let me just take a real quick sip. I swear to God, I better not see that damn F word in here again. I'm so mad. 'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, excepting a mouse. The stockings were flung in haste over the chair, for hopes of St. Nicholas were no longer there. The children were restlessly tossing in bed, for the pie and the candy were heavy as lead, while Mama in her kerchief and I in my gown had just made up our minds that we would not lie down. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my chair to see what was the matter. Away to the window I went with a dash, flung open the shutter and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of noonday to objects below. When what to my long anxious eyes should appear but a horse and a sleigh, both old-fashioned and queer. I can say that! With a little old driver so solemn and slow, I knew at a glance it must be Dr. Bro. Not B-R-O, but B-R-O-U-G-H. Like broth. I drew in my head and was turning around, when upstairs came the doctor with scarcely a sound. He wore a thick overcoat made long ago, and the beard on his chin was white with the snow. Pup is looking at me anxiously, for he wishes to leave, and I'll grant him his one wish because I feel like he's peeved. There you go. Enjoy your newfound freedom. Little silly pup. You go flap your gums. He spoke a few words and went straight to his work. He felt all the pulses, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, Pup started barking immediately, and I froze. Pup! Your attitude's distasteful and you're leaving a mess. Don't forget who raised you, you little pest. With a nod of his head, to the chimney he goes. A spoonful of oil, ma'am, if you have it handy. No nuts and no raisins, no pies and no candy. These tender young stomachs cannot well digest all the sweets that they get. Toys and books are the best. But I know my advice will not find many friends, for the custom of Christmas the other way tends. The fathers and mothers and Santa Claus too are exceedingly blind. Well, a good night to you. And I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight. These feastings and candies make doctors' bills right. The night after Christmas, the kids were fucked up and sick. Damn. They ate too much damn candy. Probably full of, like, cocaine and shit. That's what they used to put... That's what they put in candy back in the day, right? They put drugs. Before the FDA was established. They would just be like, oh yeah, here's some fucking opium for Christmas. That sounds about right. There's more. We have another. This is called Nellie's Visit. One summer, Nellie's auntie, who lived in the country, asked her to come and make a good long visit. And you may be sure Nellie was very glad to go. It's not a rhyming. There's no rhyme scheme. I'm fucking pissed. I like the stories with rhyming schemes. Those are fun. She had always lived in the city, and she thought it great fun to feed the hens and chickens and calves, and to watch all the animals talk to them. Fuck, I keep expecting a rhyme. Cousin Fred was about her own age, so it was very pleasant for them to play together. Fred took her around the farm and told her about all the pets, and they soon knew her as well as though she had always lived there. Back in the day, who says they still not doing it? Bro, nobody does opium anymore. Or at least, was it reclassified? Pop! Do people still do opium? I guess nobody's gonna self-snitch, huh? I guess nobody on the internet on a quick Google search is going to be openly snitching that there's like an opium club or something like that. In hospitals they do. I meant like recreationally. Yo, Mima, you got the painkillers? Mima, pop me one of them shits. Let's get fucking crazy this fucking holiday season. Then grandma's like, all right, let me get one of them shits. Yeah. That's what Mima sounds like after one of them painkillers. Top result are people saying, oh yeah, I do. Hopefully you're Googling everything in incognito mode. I don't fucking care if they know. If they want to come interrogate me, they're more than welcome to. They can fucking search my entire cabin. See if I give a shit. Just, don't do it while I'm streaming, thank you. Gonna have a fucking secret agent come to my place. Mima sells her painkillers to her teenage grandkids and uses the money on scratch-off tickets. Fuck, they indoctrinated them so early, huh? Alright, the story's not long, so let me pick up the pace. God forbid a pirate is curious. Thank you. Thank you for having my back. Some of us just want to be smarter, you know? It's not all about, you know, underhanded methods. Fuck it, dude. I'm having a piece of cheese. I'm pissed now. You guys think I want to go and do opioids? Hopefully this cheese will get rid of the pain. That shit's Gouda. That shit is so Gouda. Millie, one of the horses, would eat out of a spoon, and Nellie, her cousin, took turns feeding her. When they went away, she whinnied for them to come back again, but Nellie said, "You shall have some more tomorrow. You mustn't be a piggy wiggy." She did say that. One day, Fred and Nellie gathered flowers in the woods. And I was thinking about poppy seeds and how that's used to make opium, right? For some reason, I was thinking about opium still. Maybe I should turn myself in. Guys, I think I'm confessing. I think that was a confession just now. One day, Fred and Nellie gathered flowers in the woods, and Nellie made a wreath to put upon her cousin's head. "It seems just like fairyland out here," she said. "Let's play it is fairyland. I'm a fairy." And guys, I can't be reading these stories. Okay, just know. Okay, there's a mythical creature. There is a mythical creature. This is the name of a mythical creature, okay? Okay, it's even in Baldur's Gate 3, by the way. It's in Baldur's Gate 3. It's fine to say. There's a mythical creature called the Brownie. It is like a little, like, gnome thing. So it's like, the phrase is, "Let's play it is fairyland. I am a fairy and you're a brownie." They're referring to the mythical creature. And Fred thought that was a very good game indeed. And they played that they lived in the flowers and could change themselves into birds or squirrels or people whenever they wished. Brownies are Mabinogi too? Are they really? I don't remember those guys. Oh no! Weren't they in fucking Bangor Dungeon? No, those are the gremlins. Or were they? Josh! Josh! But by and by, they got hungry, and they couldn't live on the honey from the flowers as real fairies might. So they spread out the lunch which they had brought and decided to be children again. It seemed as though they had never tasted anything quite so good as that lunch. Pup, I'm coming to abduct you again. Barking at people. Have some Christmas spirit. Have some Christmas spirit, pup. Let family be family. Even I wasn't shouting when they were blasting music. I was just like, sure is the holidays. Pup wants to add to the story. No, Pup wants to eat somebody's balls. Pup's got a fucking bloodlust right now. Oh my god, this cheese. So good. You joined in at an opportune time. I think there was not a dull moment this entire stream. I'm gonna be so real. We might just be reading stories, but this shit is fucking crazy. Isn't that right? One day, Speckle the big hen, made a great fuss because her brood of ducklings went into the water. She flew about here and there on the bank of the stream and called to them to come back. But the ducklings were having great fun and paid no attention at all. Is this even a Christmas story, by the way? This isn't even a fucking Christmas story. What am I reading, dog? All right, I'm gonna read the last paragraph because this isn't even a Christmas story. They watched the milking and drank all the warm milk they wanted. And one day they helped churn. I believe I could make butter too, said Nellie. Of course you could, dear, said her auntie. It wouldn't take long for you to learn either. Nellie was delighted with this and began right away. What was being milked? Fuck if I know. Hopefully a cow. Alright, that was not a Christmas story. I feel betrayed. A little... Oh wait, didn't I click this one before? A Little Book of Christmas? It was not very little at all. It has 155 pages. Suck my dick. Dude, you would think something called a little book would be like 3, 4, 5 pages maybe? People back in the day, if they heard of something called a YouTube short, they would be baffled that it's only like 30 seconds long. They're like, a story that encompasses less than a minute? I couldn't even begin to fathom. What has more holiday cheer than milking? Turning that milk into eggnog. Ooh, this one's called A Captured Santa Claus. This is the kind of title I'd expect to see on AO3. Alright. It looks way too fucking long, but let me read the table of contents. Chapter 1, Christmas at Holly Hill. Chapter 2, Major Stafford comes home. Chapter 3, Major Stafford gets the Christmas presents. Chapter 4, The boys learn something of war. Chapter 5, The Spy. Chapter 6, Santa Claus passes the lines. Chapter 7, Bob secures a uniform. Chapter 8, Santa Claus surrenders. Does anybody know if there's an FSP Christmas story that somebody wrote on AO3 that I could read? Okay, I'm gonna Google AO3 VTuber Christmas. I googled AO3 VTuber Christmas. One of the results: hag ovaries revitalized by overseas sexy guys. Do you guys want to read about hag ovaries being revitalized? How do you search up? I don't know how to use AO3. I'm so sorry. Also, do you have to always agree to the terms and conditions every time? Oh, I guess you would just log in, huh? If you're an AO3 user. I can't type. It's too specific? Tags. How do you... Can I search up a specific combination on AO3? Search Avallum. Can I add tags to it? Edit your search. Work tags. Christmas. Christmas fluff even. Holy shit. There's actually... There was a Christmas AO3 released 4 days ago. There's also one from last year on the 4th of December. Check the rating before reading. Oh wait, this one's a work in progress. Oh, it's not done yet. Never mind. I can't read it. It's not done yet. How do I check? Oh, it's rated G for general audiences. It's called A Merry Damn Christmas. Did I see the word sexual in here? It said general audiences. Oh, heterosexual. Okay. I think it's fine to read. And it's short and sweet, too. Alright, the summary. Xander's first Christmas alone is not so alone. Oh! I think this was specifically made for something the Netherlings were doing last year. You got hot candle wax all over your hand? Oh my god, I hope it didn't burn you. I hope it, like, cooled down really quickly. You know, stay safe and happy holidays. Alright. I hope they're okay with me reading this on stream, by the way. Do you get... I've never done this before. Do you guys think it would be okay? It doesn't seem like, you know, it's... I don't know. I have no idea what people who write on AO3 would think to have their story read, so, like, on stream. Okay. What is hetero? It's the opposite of homo. If you know what homo means, you could probably pick it up. Some people say in the description. I don't see anything. I like how one of the tags is maybe it's gay or maybe it's not. Fucking Lamau. Who knows? Who even knows? They tend to write libers, please don't read this in the notes if they don't want it read. Okay. If there is an issue with this and it comes to my attention, I'll just cut this part of the VOD out. But here it is. It's called A Merry Damn Christmas. The cold was biting, the bitter gusts of wind rudely reminding Xander every so often that the weather was unforgivingly awful, even if some would call it a winter wonderland. It just made his walk more difficult, the sensation of snowflakes prickling at his face as he trudged forward with his hands in his pockets. The gym was closed for the holiday, and he hadn't bothered to get anything for his own apartment. After all, the gym was right there. Usually he would be far too busy with festivities to worry about working out, but that was before he stole that crystal. And obviously the whole stealing from his family thing was a bit of a deal breaker for this year's invite to Christmas. Now, he was just seemingly irrevocably bored. Bored and restless. The usual remedy for boredom was the gym, and that wasn't an option. So here he was, just walking. there was a near endless sea of obnoxiously heterosexual couples walking around with each other, ogling each other more than the light displays. And frankly, both of those sights were starting to give him the start of a migraine. He loathed to admit he was a little pissy. Xander begrudgingly took refuge on a bench for a moment as he massaged his temples, the wood creaking against screws under his weight. Waiting for someone? It took a few beats for Xander to realize he was being spoken to, let alone to process the sentence. Lucien? It hadn't been a terribly long time since they had gotten to know each other. Maybe half a year since their first meeting. Nonetheless, he was one of the few contacts he currently had outside of the underworld. And the amount of time... Oh, sorry, in parentheses. And the amount he had inside of it had recently dwindled anyways. Lucien stood in front of him, his hands in his pockets as he looked down at Xander, puffs of breath curling out into the air between them. Xander gained his bearings for a moment to give a proper conversation. You're not celebrating? A wanderer like me? Lucien replied with a smile, though Xander wasn't sure what sort it was. I suppose you have a point, he chuckled hollowly. No, not waiting on anyone. Just passing time. His tone ended with a slightly bitter note. Then allow me to join you. Lucien took his seat next to Xander on the bench, the proximity close enough that their jackets could be heard rustling against one another. Dude, the imagery they're doing, by the way, this person's really good at writing. The imagery is very solid. I love this, actually. The urge to huddle closer for warmth egged in the back of his mind, but he reminded himself Lucien was probably not very warm, if the assumed lack of blood was to be a factor. You've no one to spend the holiday with, then? Xander questioned, leaning forward and resting his elbows on his knees. Lucy said again, a wanderer like me? The bitter sweetness was thinly veiled. His response was short, but it made Xander feel as if it were a bit daft to have even asked. Then again, he wasn't quite sure what he knew for sure about the vampire. Lucien himself was probably not quite certain either, from what he'd gathered. I suppose we're both in the same... I can't fucking read, I'm so sorry! I suppose we're both the same in that regard, then. The silence between the two of them was somehow louder than the bustle of the crowd. Then... do you want to do something together, maybe? Lucien started, albeit a bit awkwardly. Yeah. Xander nodded in thought, smirking with mirth. Let's do something, yeah? Let's have a merry damn Christmas. Xander's zeal was contagious, and Lucien laughed softly. Yeah. A merry damn Christmas. Are we reading fanfic? Actually, yes! It's the first AO3 I've ever read. High key. That was the first AO3 I've ever read for my Christmas story reading stream today. Oh, that's it. Short and sweet. Can I Kudo it? Oh, I have to sign in. I don't have an account, though, to Kudo it. I'm excited for the, this other Christmas story. The one that started 4 days ago. I'm curious about that one. I'm not going to read it out loud. Wow, it is. They are cooking on it. And they're going by chapter, too. I hope one day I'll be able to come back to this. If they'd let me read it. You can leave Kudos as a guest. It says, sorry, we were unable to save your Kudos. Unfortunately. Can you read The Star Money by Brothers Grimm? Is Christmassy? Let me go see how long it is. Let's see. Oh, it's very, very short. Absolutely, I can read this. Holy shit, the picture's crazy! I envy this girl. I want to be this girl right now. Look at her. She's fucking catching money in her dress. That looks fucking sick. It's like you're in the money chamber. Although I imagine the coins hitting her head would probably deal a large amount of concussive damage. But hey. Money's pain, am I right? Alright, this one is called The Star Money by the Grimm brothers. Sorry, it's called The Brothers Grimm. There once... I fucked up the second word. There was once, on a time, a little girl whose father and mother were dead. And she was so poor that she no longer had any little room to live in, or bed to sleep in. And at last, she had nothing else but the clothes she was wearing and a little bit of bread in her hand, which some charitable soul had given her. She was, however, good and pious. And as she was thus forsaken by all the world, she went forth into the open country, trusting in the good God. Then a poor man met her, who said, give me something to eat. I am so hungry. She reached him the whole of her piece of bread, and said, May God bless it to thy use, and went onwards. Then came a child who moaned and said, My head is so cold, give me something to cover it with. And so she took off her hood and gave it to him. And when she had walked a little farther, she met another child who had no jacket, and was frozen with cold. Then she gave it her own. And a little farther one begged for a frock, and she gave away with that also. I'm coming to find out very quickly how this person came to become so poor. I think there's a trend here. Me just casually talking to myself on the side of the street. Oh, man. I'm just short 20 bucks for this meal. Looks left, looks right. Looks left, looks right. Grimm brothers, Brother Grimm moment for real. They always have characters that are so flawed. Like, I know being a good person isn't, like, a bad thing, but it's definitely, like, a character flaw, right? At length, she got into a forest, and it had already become dark. And there came yet another child, and asked for a little shirt. Why are all these people coming to the poorest person ever, saying, Can I have something? Dog, this is trickle-down economics at its finest. This is the lie that you're told. Oh yeah, don't worry. When the rich people make a lot of money, they'll fucking... all that wealth is gonna help the rest of you guys. It's gonna help the community and shit. Meanwhile, hello, other poorest person that I know. Could you spare me your, like, bike? Can I have that? That very important piece of vehicle? Can I get that? I guess so, because I'm a good person. I have to say yes to everything. Dude, there's an entire movie about this called Yes Man, if you guys have ever seen it. It's got Jim Carrey as the main protagonist. Very fun movie. Very silly. Very annoying when he gets indoctrinated and he becomes a yes man. And he says yes to everything. And while it does a lot of good for him, it also shows that you shouldn't say yes to everything. This is just Yes Man by the Brothers Grimm. This is just Yes Man. Let me read it again. At length she got into a forest, and it had already become dark. And there came yet another child, and asked for a little shirt. And the good little girl thought to herself, It is a dark night, and no one sees thee. Thou canst very well give thy little shirt away. And took it off and gave it away. Gave away that also. And as she so stood, and had not one single thing left, suddenly some stars from heaven fell down, and they were nothing else but hard, smooth pieces of money. And although she had just given her little shirt away, she had a new one, which was of the very finest linen. Then she gathered together the money into this, and was rich all the days of her life. I feel like the moral of the story is telling me to just, like, be selfless. But this is too much. I'm sorry. This story... Well, I'm not bashing your recommendation. I like the story. I'm just criticizing the character in it. This lady, as good as her will was, should never have been pushed to the brink of this level of poverty ever. This never should have happened, you know? Like, society failed her. This is not a heartwarming tale. This is a fucking warning. This story right now is a warning to everybody right now. You were just looking for Christmas Grim Fairy Tales? Thank you for the recommendation, actually. This was perfect. Genuinely. But god damn it, if characters like this don't piss me off. You lost everything and you said, what's another thing to lose? Here you go. Here's the literal clothes off my back. I'd rather go freeze in the forest. I hope she dug herself a ditch at least to stop the wind chill. Gale hates selfless people, full story 11. Wrong. I hate people that sacrifice themselves to the point of fucking dying. She was dead, by the way. That night, she was going to contract hypothermia of some form. Some varying degree of hypothermia. And she was going to die that night. We all know that, right? She was fucking dead. She signed her fate away. Alright. Girl. Next time somebody asks you for something, give it some thought. Just promise me next time you'll give it some thought at the very least, okay? Okay. You need to put your oxygen mask on before helping others. In the event of an emergency, an oxygen mask will come down. Make sure to attach your mask before helping others. Good fucking ploy, or good fucking plot. Let's see. This story. Yo, the cover of this book, the top of it says the price is 15 cents. Oh, this shit's long as fuck. Oh, this shit's... Wait, is it? Oh, it's like a fucking stage play where it's like, Frank, Alice, Frank, Alice. Ooh, this story's called Kitty Boy's Christmas. $20 adjust for inflation. True. Or maybe like $13.99 at like a Books A Million. This one is called Kitty Boy's Christmas. Look at the kitty boy. Look at the kitty boy. That's cute. The illustrator, by the way, their name, Idawa. Idawa. Illustrated by Idawa. Kitty Boy's Christmas. How long is this? Let's see. This one's called The Christmas Dream of Little Charles. And it's probably fucking long as well, isn't it? Oh! It's actually exactly the length I was looking for. 3,019 pages. Retail value, 15 cents. I'm so curious in the 1700s what the value of 15 cents could get you. I want to know. Actually, I'm really curious. Fuck, I dropped my fucking cheese. I just wanted my cheese. Let's see. How much was 25 cents in 1850? In 1850, 25 cents has the purchasing power of, rounded down, about $10. So that's quadruple times 10. That is 40 times more valuable back in the day. My God. What could you buy for 1 cent in 1850? If you at home had to pay 25 cents a pound for our common potatoes, 25 cents for fresh beef, 50 for veal, blah 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 blah. Dude, Reddit posts do not know how to cut things short. Someone's grocery bill was about $10 back in the day. Actually, isn't that kind of expensive? That's kind of expensive, actually. A small store, not near the central business portion of the city, paid $250 a month. I guess for, like, expenses? My God. Not even a combo meal? What a ripoff. True. Couldn't buy a whole fucking combo for a quarter back in the day? This is bullshit. What happened to the value of our money? Depends on what they're buying. Yeah, definitely. Like, they could probably get away with, like, a lot less. I'm assuming they're talking about, like, if you're feeding, like, an entire family. Probably, like, $10 for their grocery bill. This story is called The Christmas Dream of Little Charles. One Christmas Eve, little Charles Estabrook hung his stocking carefully by the chimney corner, and, after saying his prayers, got into bed and soon fell asleep. Charles was a good little boy. He was fond of horses and took pleasure in feeding them and attending to their wants. On the day previous, a traveler came along. His horse was thirsty, so little Charles got a pail, filled it with water, and gave the horse to drink, for which the traveler rewarded him by giving him a shilling. Chat, what's a shilling? It's worth a 1/20 of a pound. It's like a nickel. They gave him a nickel, which is like $2.50 for water. I mean, he is just a kid, so you know what? Honestly, you have 1 shilling at home? That's crazy. It's worth nothing nowadays. A nickel for your tots type shift. Ladies, please. I'm on some money conjuring type shift. But, although so fond of horses, little Charles was not unmindful of the claims of his sister, Lizzie, as she was familiarly called, and in pleasant weather would go out to walk with her. In the engraving opposite, they are on their way to school together, and have stopped that he may tie her shoe, which has become unfastened. Charles dreamed that I almost just fucking dropped my knife on my fucking foot. I caught it. Oh my God. Charles dreamed that he was in bed, peeping at his stocking over the bedclothes, when he saw a very pleasant-looking old gentleman come down the chimney on a nice little pony, precisely like the one named Lightfoot that his Uncle Ben had promised to give him. Dude, I got a crazy spoiler for you, kid. Check up on your Uncle Ben when he's in his 60s, okay? Just check up on him for me. It was funny indeed to see the pony slide down feet foremost, and Charles could not help laughing. But he laughed still louder when he examined old Nicholas the rider. His hair was made of crackers. Rubbing my eyes. His hair was made of crackers, and as he came nearer and nearer to the lamp that stood on the hearth, pop went off one of the crackers. Then another, but St. Nicholas was not a bit frightened. He only rubbed his ears with his coat sleeve, patted the pony to keep him quiet, and laughed till he showed the concave of his great mouth, full of sugar plums. And now we have a cute little, it's not even a poem. No, it is. It's like a kind of a poem. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. Charlie laughed when he saw him, in spite of himself. While a wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave him know he had nothing to dread. That's how it goes, I can promise you. Charles was excessively delighted and shouted so loud that his mother thought he had not a nightmare, by the way. He shouted so loud that his mother thought he had the nightmare. It's not just any, the nightmare. The wording is very deliberate there. Apparently this is a recurring thing. He watched the old gentleman closely, and then looked at his stocking. It hung very conveniently. He can't put the pony in it, he said to himself. That's a pity. The old gentleman's pockets stuck out prodigiously, and he panted and puffed as if he had been cudgeling an alligator. Well, said he, wiping the perspiration off his face, although it was the 25th of December. If this is not hard work, 85 youngsters that have I called on the last hour. Hark! St. Michael sounds loud down the chimney. 1, 2, I shall have a tough job from 2 o'clock till daylight, popping down the chimneys from the Battery to the High Bridge. I wonder what this chap would like for a Christmas present, continued he, eyeing the stocking, then putting his arms akimbo. Like the gun style? Is Santa strapped? He began to consider. Charles's heart beat. Good Nicholas, he said to himself, if you could only give me that pony. But he kept quiet still, for he saw the old man put his hands into his tremendous pockets. Let me see, said old Nicholas. Here is a jackknife that I was to have given Tommy Battle, if he had not quarreled with his sisters. Open sesame. What is a jackknife? Yeah, it's a knife. I had to Google it in case there was a different terminology for it, but no, it's just literally a knife. Santa's out. Dude, this is literally what happens in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Santa's out here giving kids weapons for battle. He's sending us to war. I say us as if I'm a kid. He's sending us to war, man. You thought it was a wrestling move? It is a wrestling move. It's also what happens to semis if they fuck up their reverse driving. Sounds kind of scary, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, here you go, kid. Fucking flips the blade out, tosses it to you. Ow, Santa, it's in my hand. Ow, ow. Sorry, that was not very cozy. My apologies. The stocking opened, and in went the jackknife. It was the very thing that Charles wanted. What? Charles wanted the pony. What? The stocking opened, and in went the jackknife. It was the very thing that Charles wanted. One after another, the old gentleman pulled out tops, twine, marbles, dissected maps, picture books, sugar plums, besides divers, other notions, all the while talking to himself. "This drum," said he, "is for Tom Barnwell, a clever little fellow who never tells lies. These pretty little fishhooks and line master Troop must have, for his patient care of his father when he was sick. This mask is for Oris Al—" Dude, he's just doxing everybody. Santa, please. You can't be dropping names like this, dude. "You must not use it to frighten little children, or I shall remember it when Christmas comes again. Let me see. I will give this globe to Joseph Dudley, who is a studious boy, and he will make good use of it. This pretty annual was for William Wiley, but the lad kicked his brother and called him a bad name, so I will lay it by for George Wilde." Plot twist, the jackknife is named Pony. Oh, dude, that would be a crazy plot twist. And then he shanks Santa Claus with it. By the way, how does Santa know that the Earth is a globe? Or is, like, round? How does he know that? I thought nobody knew that back in the day. We're getting a new Uma Musume named Jackknife. Not the most unrealistic name you can get from Uma Musume. Charles thought he could stay forever to see the old gentleman take out his knickknacks and tell who they were for, but he began to be a little frightened for his own stocking when he recollected that he had been remiss in his Latin the last quarter. "I hope the old gentleman does not understand the classics," said Charlie to himself, but he stopped short for his queer visitor. Bro, don't gotta identify him like that, you know. He's just a guy, man. He's just Santa. For his queer visitor held up the stocking, saying, "I think this lad loves gunpowder by the smell of his stocking." He then took a hold of his hair and, pulling out crackers by the dozen from his head, tied them up into neat parcels and threw them into the stocking. What? What just happened? Also, I didn't know Santa was gay. I thought he had a missus. He truly is like a new age politician. He has a wife for a beard, but then he's always going out on Grindr. For the love of the game, huh, Santa? For the love of the game. What is this about? This about gunpowder or pulling out crackers by the dozen from his head? You're so confused right now. So we figured out Santa's gay and he's giving out knives to kids. Do not tell the right-wingers. They'll be fucking pissed. Chimney is chimney. Thank God that at least something in this makes sense. As fast as he pulled them off, new crackers appeared and hung down over his ears and forehead. "This accounts for the noise we wear on Christmas," said Charles. I never knew who made all the crackers." What the fuck is a cracker? I hate Christmas stories now. "I never knew who made all the crackers," and he had to hold his sides for laughing. "The old man looked so droll." When the old gentleman stooped over the light to put a new supply in the stocking, an unusual number exploded, and the little pony giving a start up the chimney disappeared. Charles awoke. It was just daylight. He sprung out of bed. All the family with his Merry Christmas ran to the stable, and what should he see but Uncle Ben's little pony with a halter on his neck, on which was tied a piece of paper written, "A Merry Christmas, with a pony Lightfoot for my nephew Charles." What? That's how it ends? He just fucking woke up? He was staring at Santa one moment and the next, gone. Was that the nightmare? That was the nightmare! There was a fucking home invader ripping his hair out in front of little Charles. Dude, I would have been completely disturbed by that. The story needs our full undivided attention, or else we're suddenly in Nebraska. I couldn't stop to like... I couldn't stop to think about anything else because I was so entranced with this. It was a dream, though? Yeah, a nightmare. Dude, imagine Santa Claus comes through your fucking chimney. There's a horse staring at you called Lightfoot, and Santa starts giving you his fucking hair. Just like rips it like fist over fist, rips out his hair for you. Guys, I think I've had my fill of Christmas stories. Can we all agree that 'Twas the Night Before Christmas is the best story of all time? And A Christmas Carol's great, but it's just so fucking long. I think we can all agree on that, right? What do you guys think? Yeah. The AO3 version, yes. The AO3 was also great, actually. That was awesome. Okay. I've had my share of Christmasing along. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. I'm going to stay by the fireplace as I thank everyone that I've been able... thank the rest who I've been unable to thank this stream. You feel like you need your wisdom tooth removed again to comprehend the story? We gotta go ask Grandma for the painkillers again to fully enjoy the Christmas spirit. Don't say that I just got here. No, that just means you have an entire VOD to look forward to soon. And you can pause and play at your will. Vintage, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Hot chocolate and cookie bars set up for all pipsqueaks. Happy cozy maxing for story time. Thank you. You know what? As soon as I whipped out the crackers and cheese, it got real fucking cozy for me. Thank you, Vintage. Big J, thank you for the supa. Merry Christmas, Gale, and my wonderful children. Damn, you get around. You get around, Big J. You got that many kids? Ava Noir, thank you very much for the gifted member pip. Thank you. Second wisdom tooth removal is in January. I'll ask Grandma for the good stuff. I can't believe you're not done with it yet. God damn. Mad respect for getting it done, though. Wisdom teeth can be dangerous if they're coming in wrong. I have no idea if my wisdom teeth need to be removed or not. I don't think they do. But I have no idea. But it's been a long time since I've had insurance. One day I'll get like 1 year's worth of insurance to do checkups, and then stop insuring myself again. That'd be crazy. Just like take an entire year to go back on an insurance plan, and then just not renew it the next year. Just get your value and repeat every like 5 years. Minus on over the throne. Dude, putting insurance on my throne would be the craziest fucking move that any streamer has ever done. Jesse, welcome back for 20 months. I just heard an angel sing. They said, Gale, put the didgeridoo down. It's not a didgeridoo. It's a fucking automaton. And it's Japanese, so that means it's really cool, okay? So don't you fucking say bad words about my... Okay? Dude, this thing is hard to press down. Wait. I can't do it. I'm trying to do the Mario theme. Fuck, it's hard. But the fact that it's off key makes it way better. More like didgeridoo. That was good. I will confess, that was good. Ghosting, welcome back aboard the member Pip. Welcome, welcome. Barry, thank you very much for the super chat. Hickory Farms, please sponsor this unk. Dude, they don't need to, dude. I do it for free. I do that shit for free. Beep Beeps, welcome back for 13 months. I recommend that IKEA dill plus mustard sauce. That sounds really good. Fuck. I've only been to IKEA once in my life, though. If I go again and I remember, I'll probably pick it up. But I don't foresee myself having to go to IKEA anytime soon. I'll keep it in mind, though. Kashmir, welcome back aboard. The member Pip, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We heard of Tralala, but let's get the alala version. Ooh, you touch my alala. My ding dang dong. You survived the workday. Hey, welcome in. We're actually wrapping up right now, but if you'd like to enjoy the VOD, it'll be up momentarily. Momentarily. Thank you guys for hanging out today and chilling with me while I read nonsense. Actually, wait, no. Before we end today, I need you guys to channel some good luck into me, because Grand Blue Fantasy is giving away free pulls again. And I'm going to pull right now and hopefully get an SSR or some shit. Oh, Egmalee, thank you for the Streamlabs dono. Thank you. For insurance or cheese. Happy holidays to you and the Pipsqueak Gale. Thank you for reading some interesting Christmas stories. This was not how I expected the day to turn out. I'm not going to lie. I thought most Christmas stories were like bite-sized, like a couple of pages. You know? But the cheese was fucking good. Probably my favorite part of the stream today was eating that fucking cheese. I'm about to eat some more later. Alright. Let's see how many spins I get. I spin the roulette wheel. And there's 10 pull, 20 pull, 30 pull, 100 pull, 200 pull, and then like the super duper special thing. What's it landing on? It landed on the 10 pull. Yay! 10 pull. I love 10 pull. I love the worst option. Thank you. Haru, thank you for the super chat. I offer you my lucky rabbit's foot. Gamba to your pulls. Merry Krimba. Thank you, Haru. Merry Krimba to you, too. Alright, well, let's see if this 10 pull's any good. Alright, here it comes. Give me a Christmas character. Uh-oh. Not looking good. Where's my Christmas season? Show me the rainbow. It was the worst I could possibly get. I don't blame you guys. Don't worry. I don't blame you guys whatsoever. It's okay. It's okay, because I'll get another chance tomorrow, and it'll be better. Surely. That's what I told myself yesterday. Surely it'll be better tomorrow, right? All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Ghosting, thank you for the super chat. Merry Crisis. Thank you. Merry Chrysler to you as well. Let's see. Who's live right now? Anybody live right now? Looks like Ash will be streaming in about an hour, but let me double check to see if anyone is still actually live. Nope. So I will redirect into Ash's waiting room, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the ever mysterious Christmas stream that we're going to be doing tomorrow. Hope you guys are excited for whatever it might be. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Christmas Eve or your Christmas morning, everybody. Bye-bye.